first thing you do. Remember, the very first thing you do, key to all of this, coming out of lockdown early, the key, number one key is personal hygiene, PH. Personal hygiene. So what do? We take the sanitizer, we're used to it now, we'll press a couple of drops, and then we'll rub our hands like this, and then in between our fingers, and then around like that, and here we go. Ta-da-da-da, we've had our mandatory requirement of personal hygiene, because never ever mind what they tell you on mainstream media. Personal hygiene is number one key to stop the spread of the virus. So right now, my hand is what? Disinfected. That means every single potential pathogen, every single potential disease-causing small tiny bug that I can't see with my eyes, it's been completely desanitized. We're sanitizing. They say desanitized. You sanitize it. So here we go. Now, number one thing you do, I want you to tell me what city you're viewing from. I need to know where you are viewing from. Type in the name of your city. I hope you understand how we started this webcast is to deal with the issue of lockdown. And countdown this Saturday is going to be first 1 week in most of the European countries and the North American countries. So we're going to have a big omnibus edition on Saturday. So Saturday, tell your friends, Saturday 10 a.m. in the morning, we will be live and we will be sharing. I'm going to get testimonies from people from different cities live. No, you're not just hearing from me. You're going to hear from every single person on planet Earth why we are here, what started this whole journey, and how we can overcome. So please, I know that some of you will have had some technical difficulties in terms of starting now, but I need you to just type in the city you're viewing from. Everyone, type in the city you're viewing from, and then I'll be able to, like I said, customize what goes out later on my Twitter handle. I have a Twitter handle, I have a Twitter page. I need to be able to share with all of you. And remember, if you're here, you must be on Twitter. You have to be on Twitter. Why? Because the Twitter opportunity is totally different from that of Facebook Live, Periscope. Twitter, we're going to interact. That's the reason why some of you have already sent in what you have been doing. Some of you have already sent in on Twitter and you've been able to share with us what you've been doing. Some of you have already measured. We showed you yesterday evening how to measure the diameter and the circumference of this orange. And we told you we're using it as a teaching tool. It's not a curative tool. And we also told you the usefulness of having vitamin C in your immune system, because vitamin C will help boost your immune system. So please do not get this wrong. Number one is personal hygiene. We did that. Number two is what you feed yourself with, what you pump into your body. Your body is a great temple and should be respected. If you smoke, you are disposing yourself. Disposing. That means getting rid of yourself gradually. So smoking will lower your immunity. If you are stressed out and you're anxious, it will lower your immunity. And we told you yesterday what you should do to be able to come back up and be happy. We told you about the principle of learning. Yes, we heard it first here. Musical instrument. I didn't say you'll be a great musician or a great instrumentalist. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose is for you to learn something in lockdown. So thank you for those of you that have typed the name of your cities in now. Thank you, Carol Blackwell. Thank you, Zico. Thank you for all of you that have joined. Please type the name of your city. I need to know. If you are on Periscope, on the comment, type the name of your city. If you are on Instagram, type the name of your city. If you are on Twitter, type the name of your city. If for any reason you are on LinkedIn, type the name of your city. It doesn't matter what platform you are in. I need to know what city you're watching from. Why? Because I have gifts for you later, and I will not be able to get the right gift for you. I want to give you your local news, because some of you are in lockdown, some of you are not allowed to leave your homes. I know aspects, some parts of New York, you are not allowed to leave your home at all. So if you're in New York, you're not allowed to leave your home. Some aspects of Wuhan, China, you're not allowed to leave your home. So we will give you the news in your local environment, the news in your area. This is China Daily. We will tell you how to get the news that will lift you up and sustain you in lockdown. Not the news that will destroy you. I got some nasty, distorted misinformation on mainstream media. I saw it this morning. I just laughed. They're saying it's the apocalyptic. They're saying this is the apocalyptic news. This is the real apocalypse. Or some of them are saying it is the end of the world. Lie. It's L-I-E. That is a fallacy. I also got a piece of nasty news saying that 50% of the world's population is going to be wiped out. That is L-I-E. That's a fallacy. If you are on with us, you are not one of the 50% that will die. You're one of the 50% that will live, because you tune in twice a day, others tune in 3 times a day, to get the information of life that will empower you. Others, sadly, that are not on social media, they rely on mainstream distortion or reckless comments by clueless politicians. If you rely on and receive only reckless comments by politicians that know nothing, have no relationship whatsoever with the truth, then you can see little wonder why their prophecy will come to pass in your life, or what their prediction will come to pass. But if you tune in here and you have people that are worried, thank you, Rosalinda, thank you, Antoinette, thank you, I do, Toyin, thank you, all the people that have logged in on Facebook, thank you, the people that have logged in on Twitter, thank you, those of you that coming through Periscope, thank you for joining. Every single city you are logging in from, I need you to type the name of your city there, because I want to send you a gift. The gift is I need to send you the news in your area, the weather in your area, and what is happening in your city. Some people watching from China, Wuhan, the epicenter of this virus. We will be sending you details of news in Mandarin. We will send you details of news in French. We send you details of news in English. So China Daily, we're making that available to you. But you cannot get it here. You can only get it on Twitter. So if you go on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I think Peter and Paula, you are typing my Twitter handle, thank you. Or share my Twitter page on Facebook, thank you. And also, I want you to share my LinkedIn page later on it, so that people genuine news, not the sensation that mainstream media is keen on echoing. Because if you hear negative news, if you hear sad news, by the way, the mainstream media have no news to give. They're not telling you what will make you leave. That's what another thing that annoys me. At the beginning of this broadcast, I told you 2 things already that will make you leave, that will make you defeat COVID-19. Number 1, I told you always do this religiously. Do it. You don't need to do it. That 1 drop, another drop here, and rub the 2 hands and make sure it goes in between the fingers and then around the hand and rub it. I'm not saying your hands should be clean. I'm saying your hands must be disinfected. And on Monday, we knew the difference between disinfection and cleanliness. Big difference. This whole place is clean now. You can see it's totally clean. But there might be microorganisms, little organisms that are not visible to our eyes. So you take a magnifier and make it bigger and then be able to see it. And some are even so small, with your magnifier you still will not be able to see it. You need to put it under a microscope that makes it 40 times bigger. Then you begin to see it. Now those tiny things that you need to see through a microscope will not be obvious to your eyes, and they can cause diseases. And so because they can cause diseases, what happens? They need to be killed. And one powerful agent, we discussed this on Monday, is this mentholated spirit. And I told you that if your local shop runs out of sanitizer, we told you how to make a brand new one yourself. And we had a little class in chemistry. Chemistry is the science of chemicals and the interaction of chemicals and the reaction of chemicals. We will talk more about that for Key Stage 4 students later this afternoon. Remember, it's locked down, but we are learning. It's locked down and our spirits are not down. It's locked down and we will emerge on the other side free as a bird to take over the new world, because there's a new world coming. And then we told you about the washing up liquid. What the washing up liquid does. That's the reason why most of the cities that are in lockdown do not seem to have enough supplies, because their supply chain is based on the old model of things being accessible to you when you need it. But the new model is locked down. That means you go get all you need and then you come back. And some cities have been on lockdown for 52 days. We have a family, great family of mother, father, and children that survived the lockdown in Wuhan, and we will be sharing their testimonies here again. We'll share their testimonies. They will tell you directly what they did. No, you're not hearing that from me. What they did, they will be sharing their life experience with you. So that those of you that are feeling bad, feeling sad, feeling annoyed, that you are not allowed to go around doing your normal business, will understand that when life gives you lemon, what do? You make lemonade and then you are happy. Let me say this slowly. Whatever life throws at you, you make the best out of it. That is what creativity is all about. That's what innovation is all about. And that's why we are humans. Because we can adapt. That means if things change, we will also change and get better. So if we don't have the old routine, we are able to focus on the new routine and share with people. So I don't know whether, it's Kali on now? Chidi Kali, I think you can put that under the comment box. So Chidi, thank you for coming in yesterday. Chidi raised a great point yesterday. So I want all of you that are on, or friends that you have that may be on lockdown in any city. We got a comment yesterday from Algeria, North Africa. We got comments from Latin America, or what we call in Espanol, Sudamericana, right? We got comments from South America, Latin America. We got comments from North America. We got comments from Asia. India is in lockdown. Breaking news for every single breaking positive news that will enlighten you. Enlighten you, because some of you are heavy, burdened, sad. But what will enlighten you, what will make you understand that this little virus is not enough to defeat you if you follow what we told you. So we told you 3 things this morning. Number 1, personal hygiene. Number 2, these things have vitamin C's, and all of them will boost your immunity. The food you're going to eat now will boost your immunity. So what do you eat? So what do you do in terms of cleanliness? What do you eat? And then we told you about learning a new instrument. You must learn a new instrument, or use your God-given instrument, your voice, to sing. Because when you sing, you get lifted up. And when you get lifted up, your blood content changes. Oh, some people say, how can that be? Yes, it's not psychological, it's biological. That are released by your system if you are happy, and those substances help you to fight. So emotional health, mental health, and then physical health, and later in the evening we'll always talk about the financial health, how you can be in lockdown and be making more money than those people that are free. Oh, you heard me right, I said it very well, I didn't miss my words. You can be in lockdown and people that are free and about walking around will be able to earn less than you. How do you do that? Ahmed is coming on later, and I need all the guests to make sure that they log in with Ahmed. How easy it is. Easy, because you need to know how easy it is to make money while you're home because you are earning. A lot of controversies. A lot of controversies. This is why I keep saying don't believe politicians because they're totally clueless. Basic science tells you this. You don't need to be a mega multiple PhD holder to understand the filtration mechanism of, yes, this. You've seen the people wearing this around like this? You've seen people wearing the mask? I showed you yesterday. See people wearing the mask and not clipping it here so that it traps every air that comes out. Because all the time you are alive, there's something happening. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. And if you have an obstruction, something that stops the air you breathe out to circulate around your environment, it inhibits the spread of the disease. And if you wear one like this and then you go out, it inhibits, I didn't say prevents 100%. And if it's properly fitted and tested, and this is not the one you buy from shops, because the mask has now become literally a fashion accessory rather than a protective device. And I'm going to tell you how you can turn your mask around and the type of mask around. I shared part of it yesterday. I'm going to share it later. What do you need to do with the mask? This is what mainstream television should be telling everybody. This is what mainstream media should be telling everybody. But no, do you know what they tell you? The number of people that died 3 days ago. And how it increased 2 days ago. And the projection. Pseudoscientists, they're not proper scientists. I won't use the word scientists to describe them. Pseudoscientists come out with what is called projection. So they are looking at what happened on Monday and project Tuesday and Thursday, and therefore on Friday this is what's going to happen tomorrow. So they are telling you the number of deaths. They are telling you the spirit of death has hit your city. I'm telling you, no amount of the spirit of death in your city that can kill you if you take this simple, revealed steps. And I'm blessed by what Kevin said, because Kevin is one great human being. If you haven't heard Kevin, then you didn't listen yesterday. Go get our video from yesterday, because I might play, if we have time, I might play some of what Kevin said again. Kevin demonstrated to us exactly what happened when he inadvertently, he didn't know, contracted COVID-19. He didn't know at all. And he went to see his normal doctor, his regular doctor, and his regular doctor took a good look at him. After 3 seconds, told Kevin, you have a bad case of a flu. This is influenza. This is normal flu. And Kevin believed him, and Kevin went on medications that will suppress the symptoms of COVID. But it went from terrible to horrible to sickening to almost dying. You need to hear from him. Cutting a long story, he found himself in the hospital and they told him he was positive for COVID-19. And he did 2 things that I'm only going to share later this evening. If you want to know the 2 things ahead of time, you are very free. Go now to our page. If you have our page on Instagram, go there now. If you have a page on Facebook, go there now. So Kevin told us what he did. And no mainstream media has ever told you this. The use of a ventilator versus the non-use of a ventilator. They won't tell you this. They won't tell you how the ventilator works, how the virus suppresses the function of your normal respiratory system, and what can help you to support the body in fighting this respiratory abnormality induced by COVID-19. Nobody will tell you this. This is the reason why I have dedicated myself to this 3 times daily, or if it's weekend, twice daily webcast, broadcast, so that you know the truth. Because once you know the truth will set you free from every fear. Because people are afraid now. The spirit of death is in town. 17 people died on Monday. 23 people died in town on Tuesday. This is not, no. If you have the truth given to you about what you should do with your body every morning, what you should do with your mouth in terms of eating, what you should do with physical exercise. I told you last night, physical exercise. Take one exercise routine. It is called routine. That means you do it every day. Then you will understand that. So children, make sure that you do 100 press-ups, 100 press-ups every day. Every child, are you listening? Those of you that couldn't go to school, do not think that because you didn't go to school, therefore you don't have PE, and PE is optional. No, this is not PE. This is exercising your body so that your body is healthy and stays ready to fight if for any reason you contract the virus. This is exercising yourself if you're middle age, so that your functions, your physiology is not a reflection of your chronology. Write that down. Your physiology, that means your physical state, does not have to be a reflection of your age. If you do the right thing, you will have a non-aging body. But you got to use every single cell in your body, every single fiber, every single sinew. So don't ever believe what anybody tells you about death. Death is a function of the information you have, and acquire the right information and you will live. I know you will live. For being on this channel, you will live. So please make sure that you get all your cities documented and written here, and make sure that you hearing now with anybody you know that may be in lockdown in any continent. Because when we started 4 people, and then it went viral. Yes, it's true. We didn't invite anybody when we just did what we need to do because our city was sick. So within 12 hours of our city going into lockdown, we thought of what we need to do to counteract the isolation, to make sure that we still interact with people. We never dreamt in a million years that our webcast was going to be seen by people in Asia. We never dreamt. Right, and we're just doing our own thing. We never dreamt that some people in remote North Africa will stumble by it, thanks to the functionality, thanks to the blessing of technology, stumble by our webcast. We never thought. We're just looking at our vicinity, our locality, and we're looking only at our city. Little did we know that intercontinental, Europe, now picks up all that we discuss here. And some of you on YouTube, thank you on YouTube. Thank you for typing the city you're watching from on YouTube. I bless you very much. I'm excited by what you're doing. If you don't follow us on YouTube, please cut your loss. Cut your loss now. Go register, go subscribe to our page on YouTube. Please. I hope Peter is able to share that, because we have another group in Oxford right now that are sharing this. We have a few in London. Peter, if you can share that on that, let everyone know what the YouTube channel is, especially those that are on Facebook Live. And those of you that are on Periscope, you need to know what the YouTube channel is. Do you know why? We have tons and tons of videos that addresses all the fears you have about the science behind microbes, about the science behind infection. This is produced by research clinicians and a product of research scientists. These are not political people, headless chicken, coming now at the time of crisis. This was produced 10 years ago. When you go on our YouTube page, on our YouTube channel, you will see videos that were generated 6 years ago, 10 years ago. True, it's there. So there's nothing new. So if you are panicking now, or if you have somebody that contracted the illness, it's because they didn't know what to do. It's because they didn't have access, or they didn't know of our videos. If you have anybody that has ever failed any exam, at key stage 1, at key stage 2, at key stage 3, at key stage 4, or key stage 5, anyone, an undergraduate student that has ever failed any exam, it's not because of your ability, it's because you were not hooked up to our channel. Because our channel has broken down concepts in language acquisition, difficult concept in the sciences, difficult concept in engineering, difficult concept in arts, in music, and we've explained it. Our people that follow those instructions won scholarship of $120,000. Yes. I'm telling you, it's not just on our YouTube channel. It's been featured by mainstream, some mainstream channels, BBC, CNN, ITV, have featured the results of what the impact of our teaching methodology that has been made generously available. The World BBC interviewed Deborah, yes, interviewed Deborah about 2 years. ITV had discussed with Anne-Marie, we've had Christiana, we have Samantha, we had the twins. All their videos are available for free on our channel. So if you have anybody that's struggling with any concept at school or at college or at university, the only reason why you are struggling with it is because you did not get the right information, which was freely, under the line, F-R-E-E, freely available on our YouTube channel. So I am not telling you because I want you to subscribe to my channel. I don't want popularity. I need you to have an understanding of boosting your ability. So it's not about your popularity, it's about your ability. It's not about popularity, it's about your achievement and your accomplishment. You will quadruple, not double, not double, not double. You will quadruple your reading speed, for instance, if you joined our speed training course. We gave a free speed reading course. That means how you can finish this entire newspaper, 115 pages, in less than 45 minutes. Yes, and you will understand all of them. Speed reading is very, very easy if you are guided by people that have read fast before. You've seen some of our students, our products, doing newspaper review on BBC, on ITV, on the great channels. Why? Because they speed read. They read the entire set of 14 newspapers within 2 hours, and they came on television and they reviewed it. So I'm not telling you what could happen, I'm telling you what has happened. So please, if you do not follow us on LinkedIn, if you do not follow us on Periscope, if you do not follow us on Twitter or YouTube, this is what you have lost. I just outlined very basic 3 things you've lost now. So stop the loss, subscribe today, it's free subscription, and follow us so that you can know each time we put a video up that will bless you or bless your business. When we had the pleasure of hosting Robert Kiyosaki, one of the most informed financial educationist on planet Earth. When we had the pleasure of hosting him in London, we put all his teachings, not some, all his teachings on our YouTube channel. We put all his teachings on our Facebook channel. We put all his teachings on our Twitter page. We put his teachings, some of it, not all, on Instagram. We put some of it on Pinterest. So if all the channels I've mentioned now and the different platforms I mentioned, you are not on any of those, you missed out on the wisdom of one of the most informed people on planet Earth that would have boosted your bank account. So some information will boost your bank account, entrepreneurs and employees. Some of the information will boost your grades that you score as students. Some of the information we'll give will boost your what? General health. So we do the tripod. We look at your financial health. Yes. We look at your physical health. Yes. We look at your mental health. And all of this work in harmony. Because if you have one, and then again your spiritual health. If you have one and you don't have the other, look, you will be deficient, and that deficiency will pull you down. And that's why most people are afraid. So get the information. And yesterday, I also told you, if you were on our channel, you would have seen this. And I put this right now. It's still on YouTube. Nobody's moved it from YouTube. How you can get multiple free copies of this book. Yes. Some of you may want a soft copy because you're in lockdown. Others want a hard copy. We'll make it available to you. And we told you, if we are going to go to W.H. Smith, or you are going to go to any of your regular bookstore, or Barnes and Nobles, or any bookstore you have, yes, you guessed it, you'll be paying in excess of $50 for this, because it will include postage and packaging. But we'll be giving it to you free here if you are involved in any form of entrepreneurial activity. Entrepreneurial, that means you are doing any form of business. And if you're doing any form of business, come in the evening. I'll tell you what you need to do to get the free book, the best-selling book by Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki spent some time with us in London, and we will give you free copies of his book. It will not cost us anything to get you educated, but it will cost you a lot if you don't get educated. Let me explain to you. If you have the information that Robert kindly shared with us last year, you will really know the way you are now. Your investment antenna will be, let me sharpen. Oh, my time is running fast. It's running fast. So you will be able to get a lot if you subscribe to us. If you want to be on our mailing list so that we'll send you information regularly, again, this will not cost you anything. Go to the Excellence in Education website. I hope we can get Peter to do this. If we can get Peter to do this, that'll be fine. Great. Thanks for your comments. So I think Peter is going to do this for us. Thank you, Peter, for doing this for us. And we will make sure that all of you that logged in now, thank you, are able to have access to useful information, because it really troubles me when I see that people are taking the lie and buying into the lie that's been pumped out by morons. You know, morons are pumping out, this is the truth. Because it's moronic for you to put it half-truths and confuse the people, innocent people that are not scientifically trained or literate, to tell the difference between a blatant lie and the truth. You're disadvantaging them. Because we told you yesterday that today, before we go, especially for children in key stages 1 and 2, you need to get this. You need to get this. It's a 3D, can you see? It's set up like 3D camera. So you can see things in 3 dimensions. You don't just see things in black and white. Remember, our grandparents had textbooks. Those textbooks were written and they had black and white images to illustrate the concept. Then came the next generation, when there was an improvement in technology, that the books were now printed, but they had colorful illustration. Then the next one was colored books. No longer black and white books. So some text was colorful, some background was colorful, and people had it then. But what we've now moved to in this generation is having 3D dimension. And this is one pair of glasses. Ask any ophthalmologist, they'll tell you the basis of stereoscopic vision. Stereoscopic vision. That means your vision is just not just one dimension. You can lift up the object. You can see the object as if it's the object in the book comes out. And this is available thanks to Sky. And we are going to send this to you, the young key stages 1 and 2. And those of you that drew this yesterday, I told you should draw this. Parents, the diameter, cut this into a perfect half. Perfect half. If you're able to cut it, look at how I'm cutting it now. Cutting it. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. So now we start out with one big orange like this, and then we now cut that orange into 2 halves, and then we cut the other half into 1. So this is now a quarter of what this orange was originally. And then it's easier for you to be able to eat it like this. And remember, we told you the benefit of this. And if you are an A-level student, an IB student, or you're supposed to be writing your GCSE this year, what you're going to calculate for me is the surface area here. This is an area. You're going to calculate that for me. The children, what I want you to do is just draw it. So if you're in key stage 1 or 2, draw this. And we're going to compare this drawing with the one you drew yesterday and the one you drew the day before. And you're going to send them to me. Get your parents to send them to me via DM on Twitter. You send it by DM, I will make sure that the person that scores the highest gets a free t-shirt. I told you about this t-shirt before. Control Corona. Conquer Corona t-shirt. That's something you're going to wear that you know you're confident, you have all the information. And then we're going to give you big information on the back of it. If you do not submit your work, you will not get this t-shirt. Your friends in Lusaka will get a t-shirt. Your friends in Los Angeles will get a t-shirt. Your friends in Lagos will get a t-shirt. In London will get a t-shirt. You will not get it. Meanwhile, I want you to know that this t-shirt is not my size. I can't wear it. It's your size, and that's the reason why we're making it available to you. You should have it because it's something that you love to wear. We told you yesterday how to use this measurement. I told you how to use this ruler compared to this other ruler. We showed that to you yesterday, and I'm pleased to tell you that some of you already get the trick right. If you haven't gotten it, you need to come back. You see, this is why maths is so difficult to teach in the classroom. In practical life like this, you can measure the quarter of this. So place this here and then measure this. And then you compare that with this. If it's there, it is symmetrical. You write symmetrical. That means they are equal and of the same. If it's not asymmetrical, that means they are not the same. Symmetrical, asymmetrical. So you got that right in maths. So we're integrating mathematics into biology. Yes, because looking at living organisms or living things, be it plants, be it animal, it's called biology. Or some people, if you're still in key stage 2, you call it science, general science class. So I need you that are students that are on this webcast to learn something, because it is lockdown learning. You're locked down, but you're not locked out of learning. So you need to demonstrate to me these measurements, and then you will write the measurements, and now you will draw this. Can you see? What you drew yesterday is different. What you're drawing now is totally different. You will draw this, and then you will label them. Tell your parents that you need to send them to me by DM, direct mail, on Twitter, so that you can get what rightfully belongs to you. Because all the people that are working hard and doing what I ask them to do must be rewarded. Every laborer is worthy of his reward. So if you've labored to cut, supervise this, got this orange, cut it. And before you cut it, remember you had to measure from this point to this point. And yesterday, when we measured ours, it was how many centimeters? 14 centimeters. and then we had to half that. Step 1, you measure from here to here, and then you write that down. Step 2, you divide it by 2. Step 3, you take half of that, which is 7 of ours, and then you put a mark here, 7 centimeters. Mark here, 7 centimeters. Mark here, 7 centimeters. And 7 centimeters. And then you cut. See? So now you have 2 equal sides. And then you measure that and you get the diameter of the orange that you had before. And you send me in centimeters or millimeters, depending on what units you are using to measure. You send that to me, and you tell your parent to send it to me by my Twitter account. My Twitter account takes all of that. Don't send it by Facebook. If you send it by Facebook, you get 0, and you're out of the competition. Do not send it by Facebook. Ability for you to listen is being tested here. That's what learning is all about. Send it to me by Twitter, and I will be very glad to look at it and come back to you through your parents' Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, it takes you nothing more than 2 minutes, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Thanks to Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey was in London, and he shared with us on the basis of what Twitter was about, why he set up Twitter, how he set up Twitter, and how prosperous Twitter is right now. He's a multi-billionaire, Jack Dorsey. That's for another day. Those of you that are interested in entrepreneurship and those are keen on making multiple millions of bucks throughout this lockdown, you will log in this evening. We're talking about entrepreneurship, and you know that. All right? So send to me on Twitter. Don't send to, if you send through any, that means you won't. And then back to the second cut we made. We made a second cut of a fruit that is spelled L-E-M-O-N. What is that? Lemon. I need you to spell that now. Those of you that have just seen me do this. If you're on YouTube, what am I holding? Type it in. L-E-M-O-N. Lemon. I want you to type it on YouTube. Now, if you're on Facebook, type it L-E-M-O-N, so that you know that it's lemon. This is not little oranges. Somebody wrote little. No, this is not little oranges. This is lemon. It's a totally different type of fruit, and it tastes differently, and it has a different amount of vitamin C. You must type that down. If you don't type it, you're not participating, and other people that are participating will get responses. They'll get a like from me. So type L-E-M-O-N. If you are in China, those of you that I am blessed by what I got from my Mandarin students in Beijing. They said their English is getting better since they've been on lockdown. Can you believe that? Can you believe that's one wonderful testimony that makes me happy? That they are already happy in lockdown because their English has gone. So their linguistic skills is being sharpened. So I spell this out to you. Those of you in Wuhan, and those of you in Beijing, and those of you in Shanghai, please type it L for Lima, E for Echo, M for Mother, O for Oscar, N for November. Lemon. It is not little orange. It's a totally different color. That's to start with. Can you see? That's why some people even have a color called lemon, and others have a color called orange. So can you see the totally different hue? Yes. So we're going to do what we did to our orange. We're going to repeat it to our lemon. We're going to measure it because the lemon is always smaller in size. Here we are measuring our own little lemon. You can use, let's keep it consistent and measure it in centimeters. We have 5 centimeters in diameter here. So measure yours and write it down because you're going to send it to me. Your lemon. If you don't have any lemon at home, then go online. I'm going to show you how to get what we call virtual lemon. Yes. Life can be exciting, you know. Each time you don't have anything, you create something. That's what I love about life. People that are optimistic, anytime they get at a problem, They enjoy looking at the problem and they come up with a possible solution. They innovate. They said necessity is the mother of all invention. Good news. I just got good news I was going to share with you. Talking of necessity and invention. The French scientists have just come up with the preliminary vaccine. I mean, one tiny bit of coronavirus that can kill another bit of coronavirus. Wow. Wow. You didn't get that. I'm so excited. The Imperial College London is doing some work there. Cambridge is doing the work. Oxford doing almost every medical research center I know on planet Earth, in South Africa, on planet Earth, are racing to get what is called a vaccine. Vaccine. A vaccine is a little bit of something that pretends that it's a lot of something. I will explain that later in the day. For those of you that do not turn in, you will not know. So I have done a little bit of explanation of this before in time past, and we dumped it on our page. It could be on my personal YouTube page, or it could be on the Excellence in Education YouTube page. But I'm going to share it again so that you see it. When you see it, you go and watch it, then you know that there is nothing absolutely new under the sun. Yes, 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 yes. That's the spirit of innovation. That's why we're so happy. That's why we're so excited sometimes. When we have a problem, we are so excited. Thank you, Alfred. Alfred is joined us. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Even if I don't mention Victor, thank you for joining us on our webcast. Please put your questions there. You cannot be passive. If you join us, you must participate. This is not a lecture. This is an interactive session. That means I say something, you say something. Or I type something, you type something. We interact. You do something, I provoke you, and then you do something else. So please make sure that you cut this. What centimeters did we say this was? 5. If it's 5 centimeters, you divide that by 2. If you divide that by 2, you get 2.5. So you now take this lemon, and then you cut it again, like you did the first time. So you're having a quarter now of the lemon. You cut it, yes. And the aroma is different. I told you, this is not little orange. The aroma of the lemon is totally different from the aroma of the orange. Totally different. And when you have hot, it helps your immune system. I didn't say it's going to kill the virus, but it boosts the cells in your body that kills the virus. So it helps your natural body soldiers. You know, there are soldiers in your body. There's a Ministry of Defense in your body. Dr. Glover Bennett of the blessed memory and I, she did her MPH at Yale University Medical School. In the 80s and the 90s, we're involved in a lot of collaborative work on immunology. And we're blessed to have won the Cleo Award for Immunology up in Vegas. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because you need to understand this. If you understand this, you understand that science is at the foundation of most of the things that we see and explains the creation. It does not dispute the creation. If you say your science disputes the creation, you have pseudo-science. You have no real science. And Professor Huber was the Nobel Science recipient for 83. Yeah, 83. I've written this. This was written more than 20 years ago. It's not new. What I'm saying about my discussion with Professor Huber of Harvard then is documented, published in the public domain. It's not something that is personal. So I'm not just making it up now because of Corona. I'm making reference to it because we wrote it and was published years ago, before some of you were born. Not that reveals my age. So now you have lemon and now you have orange. Both of these fruits are called citric fruits, and they give you a lot of vitamin C or vitamin C. Here comes kiwi fruit. It's another source of vitamin C that will boost your immunity. I want you to tell me essentially between the kiwi fruit, can you see when it's cut, and the lemon and orange, can you see the number of seeds in the kiwi fruit? you will do exactly the same thing now with kiwi fruit. You now cut it again so that you have a quarter. And that's based on that same measurement. And you draw all three fruits for me. The kiwi fruit, the lime, the lemon. I'm going to introduce lime later. The orange. So we're doing something different about each fruit all the time. And they just told me my time is up. Oh no. Oh no, they said my time is up. Oh, okay, that's still fine. I need to finish. Before I finish, I need to tell all of you that joined us late what you need to do to be able to get this, to use this very well. You see, most of you have this and you call it a mobile phone. That's number one lie. That's number one lie. Mainstream media will tell you this is not a mobile phone. This is a broadcasting device. You know why? Although it's a phone, it also has capacity to be able to communicate with me, and I communicate with you. On Saturday, Technology Performing, we are going to do two-way video discussion with someone in Asia, with someone in South America, that's South America, with someone in North America, with someone in other parts of Europe, and with someone at least in Africa. We need to bring in all the different continents so that we have an international conference. Hooray! Thanks to what? This little device. So if you have a device like this, or your mother has a device like this, or your father has a device like this, we are going to turn that device around to be a broadcasting engine. Now, from your house, you will know that you are seeing me, and I'm seeing you, and we're having fellowship on the web. This is fellowship thanks to the internet. So we will have fellowship. You will not just hear from me, I will hear from you, and we will be able to exchange ideas, and then we'll be able to share. Because the greatest thing on earth is to share. Sadly, you do not share the virus. Don't share or spread the virus, but we share great information that will help all of us to defeat the virus and emerge on the other side healthier, stronger, and wealthier. Write those three down. If you are on this webcast with me, write it. A goal. This is our goal. And we will achieve it. Because we have the tools to achieve it. We have the technology to achieve it. And we have the thinking to achieve it. And we have the tutelage to achieve it. So we are going to achieve it. They say, we shall overcome. The reason why I'm so confident we shall overcome is because in previous generation, I tell you this truth, excuse me, in previous generation, they could not imagine an individual in their sitting room or in their kitchen saying something and then somebody 6,000 miles away hearing it live. Even the BBC, the big broadcasting company, corporation, multi-million pound corporation, struggled with that. They had to get new technology, they had to buy new cameras, they had to buy sophisticated equipment. But this generation, blessed as it is, has not understood why we were given this tool. We're giving this tool so that we can overcome the difficulty that the previous generation could not have even began to imagine that they can tackle. So we're making this available to you. See, this one can charge this. If your phone is Samsung, it can charge Samsung. If it's an iPhone, it can charge it. Look at this. It looks like an autobox. It is able to charge every device. Be it camera, be it your palm top, be it your desktop, be it your so-called pads, right? The iPad, any mini, any phablet, tablet, any tablet is able to charge it. And we will tell you essentially what you need to do to be able to get this. But the children, don't forget the homework you've been given about the lemon, about the kiwi fruit, about the measurement. And if you are an undergraduate science student, you must participate with it, in this, and tell us the genetic link between these foods that we have now are the so-called GM, genetically modified food. The natural ones, you already see this, it has seeds. If it has seeds, it's not likely going to be GMO. So if you're undergraduate student, you must be able to tell us that. And we will give you more tasks if you're a technology undergraduate student. What you must do, because Anne-Marie is coming on later on the STEMED channel, I'm going to share the link. If you type in now that you are an undergraduate student, type in there, if you study at undergraduate, type UG. If you're doing a diploma, type DIP, that means DIP. If you're doing key stage 1, key stage 2, I know that because your parents are going to type that in front of me, so that I send you the link and you undergo free training during lockdown as an undergraduate student, as a diploma student, as an A-level student, and you will be able to earn $600 a day. Yes. Yes. Now, there are people looking for programmers. Now, there are people looking for technology. Right now, in the midst of this crisis, or in fact, because of this crisis, there are people looking for skilled individuals. All you need to do is go on LinkedIn. Only LinkedIn, if you're serious about employment and if you're serious about entrepreneurship, I don't see why you should not just open another tab on your computer and type in linkedin.com and create a LinkedIn page. If you are an individual that is very shy about their image or their photograph, you are allowed by LinkedIn to use the image of an orange. You are allowed to use the image of an icon that represents your profession. So don't say I'm a private person and therefore I'm going to be poor. Because if you are private and you don't have a LinkedIn page, you are losing $14,000 every year. Yeah, take it from me. Minimum, by the way. Minimum. If you are unemployed and you don't have an active LinkedIn page, you have just made yourself unemployable. So please don't do that. Tell me the inhibitions you have and I'll be able to support you and assist you. So please, if you are watching from any part of the world, thanks for watching. We will be seeing you again later today. I know for sure that I have a normal class that I normally give that starts when? You guess. You guess? Starts at 5 and ends at 7. So we're going to have a double whammy this afternoon because today's Thursday. Today's Thursday. I know some of you have lost the trend of the days of the week, but today's Thursday. And normally on Thursday, I'm down at the School of Economics and we're going through entrepreneurial studies. I will be doing that, by the way. So my teaching has not stopped, will not stop, because I have all my students know right from the first day started on the master's level course what to do with technology. We had a LinkedIn expert come to talk to them. I still have that on my timeline, so you can have it. Anyone that is interested in helping other people, if you know people that are poor and you really want to help them, I will give you this net to be able to show them to fish. Don't give them fish, give them the net. They will fish for themselves and they will empower themselves. So don't ever moan or groan. We will give you the tools you require, the technology you require, the techniques you require, the tutelage you require, and the thinking that you require. That technology comes to you as a tool and is a blessing to this generation. I want to thank you because I'm signing up now. Thank you for all those of you that log in from different cities. Type your city and I will make sure that the news comes to you directly about your city. That's Times of London. That's China Daily for people in Wuhan. This is the New York Times. I was saying yesterday, I just got my own ocular surgery news. My personal medical publication that comes straight to me. And I will be able to share this with you in the afternoon to log in, how you can get multiple copies of this for free. I told you about Robert Kiyosaki book for free. And I'll show you essentially what you need to do. So we're rounding up, starting exactly the same way we started. Drops of this sanitizer. You rub your hands with it like this and like that. And so thank you for coming. We will see you later, God willing. And lockdown is not going to knock you down. So we are going to be able to share with you exactly what happens with this. And those of you on Facebook,